if Derrick Rose is healthy, not only could Chicago challenge them, they'd have a shot at beating them. I think Tom Thibodeau is an exceptional coach, a wizard on the defensive end of the floor. I think if Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler are on the floor with a healthy Joakim Noah, Pau Gasol, the elevation and the emergence of Mirotic, along with the Dunleavy Juniors and Aaron Brooks and those boys in the way that they're playing, I absolutely believe that. My problem is I don't believe all of those things are going to happen. I think in the case of Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, even if they're back, they're not convincing me that they're going to be healthy. And the way Cleveland is flowing right now, Cleveland looks like the best team in basketball. First of all, since January 15th, they have an NBA best record of 28-6. They've beaten 17 opponents by 15 or more points, which is more than anybody in the Eastern Conference. Their record against the West, they've won 14 of the last 15 games, like 14 and 1 against the Western Conference in their last 15 games. They've beaten the Clippers, they've beaten Portland, they've beaten San Antonio, they've beaten Oklahoma City. You just look at what they're doing right now with J.R. Smith, giving them perimeter play and toughness, with Iman Shumpert giving them toughness defensively on the perimeter. LeBron doing what he done. Mozgov playing big with Tristan Thompson doing his thing as well. And, of course, Kyrie Irving is a bad boy. I mean, there's not much you can say. And then when Kevin Love performs the way that he performed last night, there's no beating this team as far as I'm concerned. I'm still not picking them to win the chip just yet. But the way they're looking right now, if they continue to look this way, nobody is going to beat them. That win last night at Memphis, they're saying that was the worst loss in Memphis in years. And when you look at it, the way Memphis has played, it's not just that they're tough and they're really, really good. They've been playing together for years. Mike Conley Jr., Tony Allen, Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol and these boys. You got Jeff Green in there. They've been playing together outside of Jeff Green, who just got acquired before the trading deadline. They've been playing together for years. For them to find themselves in this situation where Cleveland walks into their house and runs them out of their own building, that was incredibly, incredibly impressive. I got to see it come playoff time. I believe they will walk through the East. I don't believe Atlanta would beat Cleveland. But I got to tell you, if Cleveland continues to win this way, LeBron James is going to deliver the city of Cleveland the world championship this year.
Wow.
So is that a prediction or it's an if?
No.
Okay.
If. It's an if. You know how this works.
Unfortunately, I do. Okay, back to the question. And you raised the point about the Bulls. And you brought up Nikola Mirotic. Since he has emerged on March the 1st, this Bulls team is taking off. Since March 1st, he's averaging 21 and 8. 21 points a game, 8 rebounds a game. And he's giving them a dimension that they didn't have and really you thought didn't need. But all of a sudden, as they get whole, as they get healthy, with obviously Gasol and Noah inside, Jimmy Butler back, the emergence of a Tony Snell shooting threes. And I'm saying this is a really good team that could add Derrick Rose. And I told you the day Derrick Rose went down again that just getting your medial meniscus clipped, I kept bringing it up, it's not a big deal. It doesn't surprise me at all that Derrick is near ready to return. And I think he'll be in good enough shape that he can blend back in fairly quickly and be some kind of a factor in the postseason. So this team is a very experienced team with a whole lot of playoff experience. Now let's look at Cleveland. You keep reminding me about Steve Kerr as the new coach, the rookie coach at Golden State. And you keep saying, hey, let's see how he handles playoff pressure. Well, I got to ask the same question about 2 key players for Cleveland. How will Kyrie handle his first ever playoff game? How will Kevin Love handle his first ever playoff game? Those are big questions. Mozgov has played 7 total playoff games, and it was back 3-4 years ago in Denver. So he doesn't have a lot of playoff experience either. That's 3 out of your 5 starters. Do I love what they did last night? I watched a lot of it, and it knocked me over. It was a showcase. They took a very good team in its building apart, as you pointed out. And yet, Stephen A., we've gone through these. I love Brian Windhorst. Love his reporting. Nobody's more plugged in to the Cavs than Brian is. but we've gone through that flurry. Remember that around the time we went to Michigan State, that day that we did it on their campus, we were talking about LeBron versus Kyrie. Will they ever get on the same page? They're not speaking to each other. They left going different directions last night. Then we had LeBron versus Blatt. Will Blatt make it through the weekend? Wow. And now we've got LeBron against Kevin Love. And last night, Kevin Love, to my eye, might have had his best game as a Cavalier. And at one point, I look up, and he's calling for the ball in the paint. If we have this clip. And suddenly I'm looking at Kevin Love shooting a left-handed jump hook.
Got it.
And I said, what? Where did that come from? And the two Cavalier announcers are going back and forth about, have you ever seen that before? No. Well, man, did LeBron light that fire? Is this all premeditated on LeBron's part to bring his team together, his coach together? It's like one soap opera after another, and it's starting to gel right on time. So I love all that. I love where they are right now, but where will they be when two players, almost three players with little to no playoff experience, have to maybe face the Chicago Bulls? The Chicago Bulls are serious defensive business, as you know, and that would be a hellacious encounter if, in fact, the Bulls have Derrick Rose.
No question about it. And the interesting part about it is that as the seedings go right now, I got to double check this, but, usually the 2 and the 3 seed goes against, each other before, and the 1 and the 4 seed go against one another, but they're within the same division. So who knows how that's going to work. Here's the deal. Kevin Love posting up last night was a very, very big deal. Posting up Jeff Green was not that big of a deal because he's not Zach Randolph or Marc Gasol. But I hear where you're coming from. In the end, I got to tell you this. I'm concerned about it from the standpoint that, all right, let's see what Kevin Love does. I have zero concerns about what Kyrie Irving's going to do in the playoff game. The kind of game that he has, the kind of attitude that he has. What he does is go about the business of doing his business. Nothing affects this kid. He walked up in there when LeBron James signed, and he was like, look, I thought it was going to be my team. I'm here. I'm going to do my thing. LeBron's doing his thing. I'm still going to do my thing. LeBron takes 2 weeks off. He's still doing his thing. LeBron comes back, even though they were 1-8 when LeBron was out. LeBron comes back. Kyrie's balling.
Yeah.
LeBron has a big game. Kyrie drops 57 on San Antonio.
I mean,
Kyrie's not worried about anything. I think Kyrie Irving is going to put on a show come postseason time.
Do you really? Wow. Okay.
I'm not concerned at all.
All right.
Not at all.
I have never seen a more confident, in a good way, young man than Kyrie Irving. I agree. But remember, he had no NCAA postseason experience, no March Madness, and now he's had zero playoff games in the NBA, and you think he's just going to walk out there and say, watch this.
Yep.
He got Brown.
Just like he walked into the pros after about 16, 17 games in college. And just like he walked into the pros and was the #1 overall pick and doing what he did. The kid is nasty. He's going to dance on people. He's going to put on a show. I'm trying to tell you right now. Come playoff time, Kyrie Irving's going to put on a show.
Well,
watch. You just watch.
He only scored 57 at San Antonio against my Spurs recently, as my Spurs once again blew a 10-point lead with 3 minutes to go. But that's a whole other issue.
Can you give them a break? They're coming together.
Listen, I don't know.
You don't know about that.
But Kyrie is coming together with LeBron. I know that.
The passive-aggressive drama in Cleveland seems to be mellowing out, so to speak, and we're watching the team come together. They are now exactly that formidable team to beat in the East. When we come back,
ESPN First Take is brought to you by True Biotics, a daily probiotic from the nutrition experts at One a Day.
Yankees general manager Brian Cashman said Wednesday that Alex Rodriguez has shown enough this spring to be trusted as the full-time DH. A-Rod, batting .290, 2 homers, Stephen A. Are you buying that we may see the old A-Rod, whomever that might be?
Exactly, whoever that might be. If you're talking about the A-Rod that, that batted, what was it, 244 last year, 272, 276 the last 3 years, maybe. Are you expecting him to continue batting 290 to show that he can do some things? That remains to be seen. I'm not sold. But I do agree that you got to do something. You owe him 3 years, $61 million. He better know how to do something for you. As far as I'm concerned, I don't give a damn what he's doing in spring training. I don't care about that. I care about when the games count. I sincerely hope he can do something with the bat, because you certainly can't put him in the field. So I sincerely hope that he does something.
Yeah.
My prayers are with the Yankees and Yankee Nation, which I'm included in. I'm rooting for him, but I don't hold out much hope.
We do know one thing. I'm going to give A-Rod this. He is a workout warrior. However good a shape he can be in, I think he'll be in that good a shape. The problem is, can he stay healthy? And that is a huge if. I doubt that. But if he could stay healthy as a mostly full-time DH, yeah, I could see him hitting 270 with, I don't know, 15 home runs and 75 RBIs, being decent, you know, a contributor. But again, will we see the old A-Rod as that guy who they thought they gave him that money because they thought he could threaten Barry Bonds' home run record? We will never see that guy again.
That's right.
All right.
Exactly.
Stephen A., I just wanted to ask you once again, love TKO, you say?
TKO? Yes.
Love TKO.
Yes, that's what I said. I couldn't hear you entirely because they're in my ear, as they always are.
You know, I just love KO. That's just me.
All right, guys, we're done.
Knock him out,
see ya.
Manny.
Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, ESPN2. We'll see you tomorrow.